The decision of the United Kingdom to leave the European Union, popularly known as Brexit, marked a significant turning point in the nation's history. The Brexit referendum held on June 23, 2016, resulted in a narrow victory for the Leave campaign, setting in motion a complex and contentious process of untangling a 47-year-old political and economic relationship. This video delves into the multifaceted aspects of Brexit, exploring its origins, key factors, consequences, and potential implications for both the UK and the EU. Historical background. To fully comprehend the factors leading to Brexit, one must consider the historical context. The UK joined the European Economic Community in 1973, aiming to foster economic growth and political stability through integration with its European counterparts. Over time, the EEC evolved into the EU, expanding its influence and authority beyond economic cooperation. Growing concerns about sovereignty, immigration, bureaucracy, and an increasing sense of disconnection from the EU's decision-making processes contributed to a rising Eurosceptic sentiment within the UK. Factors leading to Brexit. Sovereignty and control. One of the primary arguments put forth by the Leave campaign was the restoration of national sovereignty. Proponents of Brexit argued that EU membership limited the UK's ability to make independent decisions, as it had to comply with EU regulations and directives. The desire to regain control over borders, legislation, trade agreements, and the judiciary resonated with a significant portion of the British population. Immigration and borders. The issue of immigration played a pivotal role in the Brexit debate. The principle of free movement within the EU allowed EU citizens to live and work in any member state, including the UK. Concerns about uncontrolled immigration, pressure on public services, and the impact on jobs and wages fueled anti-immigration sentiments, driving support for Brexit. Economic factors. The economic implications of EU membership formed another key aspect of the Brexit debate. Proponents of Leave argued that the UK's contributions to the EU budget outweighed the benefits received in terms of trade and access to the single market. Supporters of Brexit advocated for an independent trade policy that would enable the UK to negotiate trade agreements with non-EU nations on its own terms. The Brexit process. Following the referendum, the UK triggered Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty, officially beginning the process of withdrawal from the EU. Negotiations between the UK and the EU ensued, primarily focusing on the terms of withdrawal, future trade relations, and the rights of citizens. After extended deliberations, the UK formally left the EU on January 31, 2020, entering into an 11-month transition period. Consequences of Brexit. Economic impact. The economic consequences of Brexit have been both immediate and long-term. Uncertainty surrounding trade agreements, disruptions to supply chains, and changes in market conditions have affected businesses, investments, and overall economic growth. The depreciation of the British pound, coupled with increased trade barriers, has impacted both imports and exports, influencing industries ranging from manufacturing to financial services. Political ramifications. Brexit has had profound political ramifications both within the UK and the EU. In the UK, the referendum result created divisions within political parties, leading to leadership changes and a reconfiguration of political alliances. The protracted nature of Brexit negotiations strained the relationship between the UK and the EU, with tensions over issues such as the Irish border and the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice. Social and cultural implications. Brexit has revealed societal divisions and deep-seated identity issues within the UK. The referendum exposed divisions between regions, age groups, and socio-economic classes. Moreover, it sparked debates on British national identity, multiculturalism, and the future of the UK's relationship with Scotland and Northern Ireland, where a majority voted to remain in the EU. Future implications. Brexit's long-term consequences and implications are still unfolding. The UK and the EU must forge new trade agreements, establish frameworks for cooperation, and address lingering issues such as Northern Ireland's status and the functioning of the single market. The impact of Brexit on the EU itself, including its cohesion, future integration, and the rise of Eurosceptic movements, remains uncertain. Conclusion. Brexit represents a monumental shift in the UK's relationship with the EU, with far-reaching consequences across various domains. While Brexit was driven by a complex interplay of factors, it ultimately reflects a desire for national sovereignty, control, and a redefinition of the UK's position in the world. As the UK embarks on a new chapter, the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead will shape the nation's trajectory and have ramifications for the EU and the global stage for years to come.